Hi class, and welcome to week 7 of HSA 4124. So this week we are covering 2 different countries' healthcare systems. You will be reading about Canada's healthcare system as well as the United Kingdom's healthcare system. Some of the things you'll be learning is how their healthcare systems emerged. You will also be touching on the incidence and prevalence rates of diseases in both countries. We'll be looking at the top 3 diseases that are found in each country and how they're treated. And we'll be looking at each country's healthcare system, how it's structured, financed, and accessed. And I know regarding Canada, everybody looks at Canada since it has a universal healthcare system. We assume that it's this seamless system that's easily accessible, and you will find it to be very interesting, some of the challenges that Canadians face regarding their healthcare system. Even though in theory their healthcare model, it just sounds great, in practice they found that it's not as smooth to actually, implement. All right, so those are the 2 countries you will be covering this week. And you also have your preliminary outline for your global health paper that's due this Sunday. I know some of you may find putting together this outline as a tedious assignment, but I promise you, when it comes time to write your final paper, you will see how helpful creating an outline can be. It gives you a chance to brainstorm the ideas that you want to present in your paper, as well as your thesis statement, so you'll have a clear idea of the purpose or what you're trying to prove in your paper. So I promise it'll be very helpful. I do want you to take the time to look at the sample outline I have for you in the course papers link found in your left-hand side course menu bar. It's right here, course projects and assignments link. Once you go into that link, you will find a sample outline that follows the APA format. Remember, I do expect you to include in-text citations as well as a reference list with at least 5 references, all following an APA format. Remember, the more detailed you are in your outline, the easier it will be to write your final paper. All right, so let's get started here. I'm going to start scrolling through this week's content folder and briefly describe to you the materials and links provided to you. So as you can see, first here you have your link for your preliminary outline. This is where you will be submitting your outline for your global health paper. Below that are 2 files, PowerPoint presentation files, that highlight the assigned readings for this week. And then I have a couple of videos. They're short and also highlight the topics we're covering. The first one talks about the healthcare system in England. Below that is another one that talks about the British healthcare system. And last but not least is a video that talks about Canada's healthcare system. Now, a quick reminder, you do have your outline. It is due Sunday. I just noticed it's not included here in your weekly checklist. I will be adding that in, but make sure that you submit your outline as well as reading the chapters and reviewing the PowerPoint presentations as well as the videos. If you have any questions at all, you know what to do. Email me, and I hope you guys have a great week. Take care.